Welcome back to Momarchy. Glad to see everyone. Sarah, how are you doing today?
I was gonna say, are we seeing everyone? Is everyone watching our YouTube channel?
I hope so, because actually, no, your background looks really great. Mine is, I'm just like a vagabond in different locations.
It is kind of funny. I have this new piece of artwork, if you're watching our channel, that my son brought home. It's like a construction man with the hat is like on the side of its face and these really, really long legs and a tiny little body. Anyway, I thought it was really funny. So if you're watching, welcome to Teddy's art gallery. But we were just talking about like I'm still not used to recording, like where you can see my face because I had like a face procedure thing done this week and I can't wear any makeup. So here we are.
Well, I feel like we also just are both people who we do sometimes wear makeup and do stuff like that, but we're not like people who invest that much, I feel, time or money. And it's awesome when people do. I'm very jealous of that skill, and I wish that I had it now.
I know. I have too. I have like my bare minimum routine and that's it. It's like a little bit of tinted like sunscreen concealer, like not even concealer. I don't even know what you call it, like some sort of base for your face. And I do concealer and mascara and then call it a day. I don't have time for anything else.
No, it's exhausting.
It really is. How are you this week, Tanya?
I'm okay. Was sick at the beginning of the week. I feel like everybody's just has to have a stomach illness and get through it, but got through it. It didn't last many, many weeks like yours did. So that's the bright side. But it's been a really stressful week in the news. A lot due to this is gonna air in a couple weeks, so hopefully she's found by then. But Savannah Guthrie's mom being kidnapped is terrifying. It's so, so sad.
It's so awful. It is so, so awful. This woman is 84 years old. And we don't know what happened. She was, like, taken from her home. The police are saying that it looks like it's a crime scene. They found blood on the porch that matched Nancy Guthrie, her mom's DNA. It's so sad. It is so unbelievably crazy too. It's like, what could they want? Do they want money? Do they like, what do they want?
Yeah, and then there's the, like, 3 ransom notes or whatever that have been sent to various places, but I don't know if they've been able to verify that, and so the Guthrie siblings all sat down and put out that video asking for any sort of contact. It's just so tragic, and I feel like it's one of those things where there's so much happening every single day in the US that is horrible, and this is, like, a single person, and we're able to put like, a face on it, and maybe that's why it's impacting so hard.
Well, and also because she is Savannah Guthrie, who is a host of the Today Show, like, people know who she is. She's a famous person, so it just, like, gets so much more news and attraction, but, like, these things and scary things, like, happen every day to families, like, average families across the US. I mean, I can't imagine being her. I know she canceled her trip to the Olympics so she could be with her family and focus on the search for her mom, but I would assume that she was kidnapped her mom was kidnapped because of Savannah and her, like, status, which, like, as a daughter and as a I mean, I'm sure she's just feeling, like, so many emotions right now, and that's anyway, I feel for her. We feel for you.
Hoping for the best there and that there's some sort of resolution by the time that this comes out and she's back safe and sound. And then also, Jill Biden, former first lady, her ex-husband murdered his second wife, which is just first of all, I forgot that she was married before Joe. And second, like, wow, what a difference of husbands. That's crazy.
And technically, just fact checking ourselves, he was indicted on first-degree murder charge. He was not convicted yet, but crazy. Like, they were married for 5 years, 50 years ago, which also shows that, they were probably married in their 20s. But yeah, his wife, Linda Stevenson, was found dead in their home after what looked like a domestic violence dispute, and then she died because of those injuries that she had from whatever confrontation took place, and it's horrifying. again, another thing that happens every day in the US to women all the time, all the women and men, but domestic abuse mostly happens to women. We don't hear about it, but like it's happening to, someone who has affiliation with the former first lady. So crazy.
We're just listing off the dramatic political stuff here. Bill and Hillary Clinton testifying about the Epstein files, which, like, we knew it was coming.
Why Hillary though?
Bill's a super creep.
I don't get that.
I don't know, but, like, it's the who was it? I actually took a screenshot of this because she, like, came at someone online, James Comer. She said, "So let's stop the games. If you want this fight, James Conner, let's have it in public. You love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on. We will be there." So I appreciate that at least somebody's willing to be interviewed, I suppose.
Oh my god. I mean, amongst all the crazy shit that's happening, like, of course, I'm not saying it's okay what happened with Bill Clinton being named in Epstein files, but of course, Hillary is the one that has to get up there and testify. I mean, Bill does too, but it's like this poor woman, man. How many hours of testifying in front of Congress has she done in her lifetime? Like the most
More than
probably out of
probably
anyone.
anyone. Yeah,
I
I was going to say. And I read that Trump's name appears in the Epstein files more times than Harry Potter's name appears in the Harry Potter series.
I saw that fun fact, fucked up, but also like this is just distracting. So now everyone can talk about Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton testifying, which will happen on February 26th and 27th. Hillary on the 26th, Bill on the 27th. And we can just pay attention to that while all the chaos that the Trump administration is ensuing across the country continues on. So frustrating.
Yeah, this kind of seems like a good segue into our Trump math event because of everything that he's always trying to hide, cover up, just kind of skew. So obviously, we don't want to lose sight of what the big picture is out there and just disseminating disinformation way more than we can even keep track of. And so we have a lot of commentary on here. As we've said before, we're not a news podcast. We are commentators. We talk about our feelings with this, but these are the actual numbers, and we're using Trump's words here.
I want to give a quick shout out to Tanya's dad, a research director, who really came up with the idea of Trump math. So there's a lot of news out there, and we want to make sure that we're calling out the bullshit where it is. So I have a few fun things after Tanya goes into the research that your dad did, because I think you probably know it a little bit better than me. But I think bottom line, like, don't believe we talk a lot about misinformation and the facts. Like, don't believe everything that's out there, especially from the administration. Like, Trump loves to like give these extravagant numbers or exaggerate on things, and they're just bullshit. So we're gonna break down some of those things today.
Thank you. And yes, shout out to my dad. Shout out to all millennial women who keep in touch with their parents. So much. Okay, so Trump said on January 20th at the World Economic Conference that he has saved millions and millions of lives in 8 wars that he has ended. So he said, I saved probably tens of millions of lives in the wars, if you add up the numbers. So these are the wars that he says that he has ended and the exact numbers from them. So between Armenia and Azerbaijan, there have been about 6.7 thousand deaths. Cambodia and Thailand, 230 deaths. India and Pakistan, 70 deaths. Egypt and Ethiopia is not a war, but he claims that and says that he solved it. It's a dispute over the impact of the Nile River on an Ethiopian dam. So nothing's started or stopped. There's no disagreements there. Serbia and Kosovo, the countries don't like each other, but there's been not really any killing there since 2000 in that conflict. The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, nothing has been stopped there. It's been at least 7,000 people that have been killed during Trump's office term. It's an insane, horrifying conflict. If you want to go and read about it, you absolutely should be informed there. The 12-day Iran/Israel war in June 2025, there were about 1.2 thousand deaths attributed to some of it U.S. bombing. And then the Israel-Hamas Gaza war that started on October 7th, there have been 60,000 Hamas fighters and Palestinian civilians killed, and 2,200 Israelis have been killed. So the total dead in all 8 conflicts is about 77,000. And that's a lot of life lost. That's tragedy. Like, that's something that shouldn't happen. And when Trump turns his achievements into numbers, just for comparison, the total number of people who died in World War One was between 15 and 22 million. He says that he saved more lives than that. So,
He's claiming he saved millions of lives when, right, the total numbers that you just went over are around 80,000. Like,
yeah,
make that make sense.
it's not even 100,000. Like, thank God it's not 100,000. But that's something where he'll say that and people will be like, "Oh my god, like he deserved getting that Nobel Prize by proxy." And like, nah, but we've got some other examples here.
Yeah, I also like his obsession with the amounts is really baffling to me because he could have also talk about messaging. He's the king of marketing, right? Or so he says. Like he could have twisted this around to say like in World War One, between 15 and 22 million people passed away and lost their life, and only less than 80,000 people have since I've been in office. So like that could be considered a win. Anyway, this is my political consultant side coming on where I'm like, I don't even understand. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like his talking points. Okay, so some other Trump math that you all have probably heard of in the news is when Trump claimed that he had the biggest inauguration crowd literally ever, that his crowd was bigger than the MLK march that happened during like the I Have a Dream speech that everyone knows. So it's just insane. Like, also, if you've seen the photos of like Obama's inauguration side by side with Trump's inauguration, there's like thousands of people there for both, right? But it's like very, very apparent and clear from the visual that he did not have as many people as Obama, let alone MLK, the MLK march or speech. So crazy. Make that make sense. He can't. There's photo evidence.
It's so silly when you do look at those photos too. And of all the rallies, one of my favorite things that the press does right now, well, maybe not now that like all the news has been taken over by GOP billionaires, but when they pan out during his speeches and show the empty seats in the stadiums that he's at, because we're so used to like just not a surprise. Political staffers, you pack people in to where the camera view is going to be. So it could look like it's the busiest thing in the world and there's nobody else around there. And so I appreciate that about the camera work.
Oh my God. The other thing that he has repeatedly said is that he has cut drug prices by 500 to 800%, which like you literally can't do. That doesn't work. You could reduce something by 100% and that would make it free, but you cannot reduce drug prices by more than that. So again, like that would go below zero. Like this math isn't mathing. And I just find it like this is something he says all the time. Like, and I know why probably because his consultants or his team are saying like cutting RX prices, prescription drugs is one of the most popular things right now. Like people care about costs. It's something that's tangible. So he's just making up numbers like, oh, I cut your prices by 500 to 800%. And it's like, well, that doesn't work. That's actually negative numbers.
And I think that people are feeling it too, right? Like drug costs are terrible right now for a lot of people, and a lot of insurances are not covering things. People are
Because of his stupid fucking bill, too.
exactly. And so, oh my God,
So much.
so much. We talked before about how every Venezuelan drug boat that he sinks, quote unquote, saved 25,000 American lives. How that's just he just pulls these numbers like out of
His butt.
the air. Yeah, and it's interesting that he just like 25,000 was the first number that jumped into his head. I wonder if it had been like 7 million, he would have said 7 million. Like, and if we say, here's all this data, he's gonna say, no, I got it. Like the time that he drew the hurricane on the weather map
Oh my gosh, yes.
to prove his point.
I know. We should have called this segment, and we can still do it. Trump math, make it make sense. Okay, last last one is he has continuously every single year he has given a State of the Union address. He has said that he's had the highest TV ratings in history. He did it every single year in his first term. He's gonna do it again. Like, it's just false. Like, several State of the Union addresses by Bush, by Clinton, by President Obama had higher viewership. That's public knowledge. That's a fact. You're wrong, Trump. Like, and if you did have the highest rating, would give you the credit. But, like, the things that he tries to take credit for that, like, are so clearly a lie continues to amaze me. But politics is perception, perception's reality. People believe facts and misinformation and lies all the time. So we're hoping that if you're listening to this, you know the truth.
You do know the truth. You'll be able to pull these numbers out the next time that somebody, I don't know who you're talking to, that's gonna say Trump saved millions of lives, but you never know. So, grab your espresso, grab your glass of wine. Don't know what time of day it is. Maybe it's morning and you're having some morning wine, but let's get into it. Let's get on to Valentine's Day. So, the episode will be dropping a few days after Valentine's Day, so we hope that you had a nice day celebrating with your loved one, with your friend, with your fur baby, with yourself, your kids, whatever, if you decided to. And if you didn't, we just hope you had a nice February 14th in general. So, February 13th, Galentine's. How do we feel about it?
I personally hasn't have never done anything for Galentine's ever. I love it. I love the idea. I think like if I'm usually invited to like a political Galentine's Day thing in Denver. I'm never able to make it work. So, but I think it's great. I mean, I watch Parks and Rec and Leslie Knope had her
Mm.
Galentine's Day thing every year and it's wonderful. I will be in Disneyland with my kids on Friday, February 13th this year.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so cute.
Yeah, so yeah. What about you, Tanya?
Love the concept. I feel like I've done it before, and my memory is just, like, blank on it. And my memory is also blank on stuff that I've done for Valentine's Day. It's not a Galentine's Day exclusive thing. But I think that one year, my sisters and I went to see they were, like, screening Dirty Dancing in theaters on February 13th, and my sister surprised the other 2 of us with tickets to that. Yeah, so we went to grab a drink, and then we went to go see Dirty Dancing.
See, that's fun. I think, like, without putting, like, every holiday, if you don't put I mean, I know it's not a official holiday, but if you don't put pressure on it and it just, like, happens, I think it's great. But, like, adding another thing to be like, "Oh, I need to, like, do something with my girlfriends," it's just adding another thing to the mental load for me.
Yeah. Did you hear about Chris Harrison has a weird Chris Harrison fame of The Bachelor, Bachelorette series has a weird TV show.
It's funny because I have been targeted on Instagram for this show. And then I saw a few influencers that I follow then like repost like doing a stitch being like, "What the fuck is this show about?" Because in the ad, he says he's like the new host of a new reality dating show for quote unquote traditional marriages. And it says, "We are looking for singles who believe in clear roles." So as you all remember, he was basically canceled, had to leave the Bachelor franchise because of some questionable things that he said and ways that he acted. And like, so this is not surprising to me, but also like, aren't we past that? Like, I don't know. Who gives like what is a traditional marriage, Chris? And what are clear roles in his mind? I don't know.
He knows. And the weird I went into, like, a deep rabbit hole of stalking a trad wife on Instagram the other day and got, like,
Chadwick.
so angry by the stuff that she was saying because she was somebody who, to her credit, has stuck by her principles and is upset that Trump hasn't done everything he promised that he would. He's done some really horrible things in place of really horrible things he said that he'd do, but man, it was a lot, and that's how that she's gonna love this show. Just love it.
I'm sure Trump and Chris Harrison are probably like friends, or they run in the same circles. So, anyway, something that has to do with love, some sort of it. So, we thought that was appropriate to share. Okay, but we really want to talk about our favorite rom-coms of all time because these really got me through the early 2000s. I think we need to bring the love of rom-coms back. It feels like we had so many good ones in the 90s and the 2000s, and we've had some, I would say, like, intermittently since then, but it wasn't like it was when we were growing up. I think that's my personal opinion. What do you think, Todd?
I agree. I agree. There's not been let's see, there's been honestly, what was Lindsay Lohan's Irish one? Like, Irish Wish Irish no, Irish Wish, I think. That's the only one that I can think of that's worth mentioning. Probably some other ones in there, but it was exciting to see her back on screen.
Well, and I feel like Hallmark has done, obviously, their niche is like the rom-com, that's what they do. But, like, the really good breakthrough films that were, like, in the movie theaters and that you, like, went and bought the DVD for and you watched it, over and over again, like, those are the films I just don't think we have as frequently anymore.
No, I agree. Okay, so we picked our top 3, which this was hard for me, and honestly, I have a list of 5 here, and I'm just gonna go with what's in my heart at the time. So, Sarah, what's number 3 on your list?
Okay, number 3 for me is Pretty Woman. Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, such a classic. It's just classic. It's like makes you forget about everything and your woes, and I can watch that movie over and over again. It's wonderful. So that's my number 3.
Mine is have you ever seen While You Were Sleeping?
No.
It's with Sandra Bullock and Bill Pullman.
Ooh, I love Sandra Bullock too.
Peter Gallagher, actually, who was the dad in the OC. It's so great. It's this
Sandy?
yeah, Sandy, spoily, he gets a concussion and she, like, saves him from the tracks and then lies and says she's his fiancée to, like, get to see him, and then his family comes and thinks it's his fiancée, and so it's a whole thing,
I need to watch this.
but it's so sweet. Yeah, you should. It's great.
Oh my god. Yeah. See, we're discovering new things. I love that. My number 2 is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson. I feel like they were babies. I don't think this was like their breakout film for either of them because Kate Hudson was in Almost Famous, I think, before this one. But it's just a fun, it was actually on TV a few weeks ago and I was like, it just turned it on and I was like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love this. It's just funny.
It was good. It's really sweet.
It's sweet, they end up together. I mean, all of them, they, like, end up together at the end, which is great. We love that. We love a happy ending.
My number 2 is okay, this is where I think I have a tie, 50 First Dates with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore, and 10 Things I Hate About You.
That was my number 1.
Is that your number 1? Alright, you take it away with 50 or with 10 Things I Hate About You for your 1.
Okay, then you go back to 50 First Dates. That's so funny. 10 Things I Hate About You was my number 1. Also, Heath Ledger, RIP, died at very young from an overdose. He died in 2008. I looked this up because I'm like, I'm pretty sure he passed away, and it's so sad. Because that was, like, his film. I mean, he was in a few other things and, yeah, obviously a movie star, but, like, he was perfect, and he was just kinda like this quiet guy behind the scenes and misunderstood and it's based on Shakespeare too, which I like and I think is interesting. So and the soundtrack is great. Anyway, I just love 10 Things I Hate About You. So good.
It is so good. The scene of him dancing on the bleachers is you just fall in love with him.
I know, like, how could you he's just yeah, he's perfect.
Okay, 50 First Dates, Adam Sandler, Drew Barrymore in Hawaii. I think it's so sweet and so innocent. I think we've talked about Adam Sandler before on here, and I just absolutely love him. And so I think that it's a great Adam Sandler, not too silly, sit there, can watch over and over again.
Yeah.
My number 1, which I don't know if this is technically a rom-com, but I'm gonna say it is She's the Man with Amanda Bynes.
Oh my god, the soccer also, isn't that based off of a Shakespeare?
Yeah, it is. Oh my god, what is it based off of?
That's a really, really good one.
She's the Man, Amanda Bynes, Channing Tatum. This was, like, Channing Tatum's breakout role, and Well, maybe it's not, but his breakout role in my mind, and it had David Cross, who played Tobias Funke from, Arrested Development. It's just a phenomenal film. If you haven't seen it, it's really, really worth it.
Speaking of Channing Tatum and rom-coms, the dancing movie that he was in, why can't I remember? It was like one of his first films that at least I had ever seen him in. Oh my gosh, is going to drive me crazy.
Step Up.
Step Up. Oh my god. I watched that movie so many times. So many times. Step Up 2. I would say it's not the reason I did not think about it for rom-coms because it's not really funny.
No,
It's not like a comedy, but oh, Channing Tatum. Okay, sorry, I digress. That was a great movie though.
it was a great movie. I wanna watch it. Now I wanna watch I wanna watch Step Up. And listen, we had this CD, and I remember just listening to it over and over again in our basement.
I know, and then it was like then he did Magic Mike, obviously, years later, but I'm like, nothing compares to Step Up, like, he was just ever I as a, like, a high school high schooler watching that, I was like, "Oh, Channing Tatum, oh my god." God, I know we've already done an episode about the 2000s, but, like, I just miss those days.
We can have as many of them.
I miss having my, like, DVDs that I really love, like those rom-coms. Like, I specifically remember the 10 Things I Hate About You cover DVD cover. It was, like, white, and it had, like, green and pink little boxes, and it's Heath Ledger, like, standing up against one of the boxes. Oh my god, with his, like, wife beater on. Anyway, we love it. We hope we give you guys some ideas of rom-coms to rewatch, and you'll be doing that all weekend. You're welcome.
You're so lucky. You're so lucky to have this list. But going off of millennials, we're gonna do hot or not millennial mom Valentine's Day version. So, okay, number 1, flowers that die in 3 days. Hot or not?
I love getting flowers hot.
Yeah, hot. Handwritten cards versus last minute Target card.
I say both. Say both. Like, write your handwritten note in the Target card. I that's what I do. I get, like, the really cute cards at Target, and then I, like, write a note.
Yeah, kids' classroom Valentine's requiring assembly. Not I don't have to do that, but I'm not going to.
Not also, like yeah, not. I specifically remember these when I was growing up. My kids are a little too young. I think my son will have some Valentines, but we're not even gonna be in town next weekend, or next end of next week because 'cause we'll be in Disney. So, won't be doing that.
Going to bed at 9 p.m. on Valentine's Day. Always hot to go to bed at 9 p.m.
Oh my god, that's like a dream. Hot.
The perfect Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day as unpaid emotional labor for women.
I mean, definitely not. It's less emotional paid labor than other holidays, but I definitely feel it. Like, I bought some stuff for my kids and cards, like that kind of thing, and I don't know. I'm sure my husband will do something, but I constantly feel the list of things attached to every holiday.
Yeah. I haven't felt the pressure of Valentine's Day, but maybe that's just a personal problem, a personal delight.
Yeah, I might when before my kids were born, my husband and I, what we would do is we would go get barbecue and then watch Netflix and chill, you know?
We used to just go to Hacienda, and then Hacienda shut down,
Oh,
which is like a Tex-Mex chain restaurant for those who don't know.
wait, we have a hacienda. Maybe it's just called hacienda. We have one.
It's possible there are others. There are others out there.
That sounds like a wonderful Valentine's Day date, though.
Yeah, always was. But childcare costs killing date night. Yeah, that sucks. And there's no way out of that because you gotta pay for childcare.
Yeah, not.
Not Valentine's Day in general.
Meh.
You look warm.
Yeah. I think, like, now that I'm older and married and have kids and in my 30s, I'm like, I love my husband. We do fun things, like, when we can, and it makes sense, and if it doesn't happen to be on Valentine's Day, that's fine. So, yeah, lukewarm.
I like it's making us isn't the proper term really here, but it is making us have, like, a dinner to ourselves, and I appreciate that for this. Just the, like, excuse to do that. We're not doing it on Valentine's Day, we're doing it the weekend before, and so I think that that's really nice, but, like, everything surrounding it is just so stressful, especially in, like, high school. I found it very stressful.
Yeah, high school was oh god. Yeah, it was like your crush, are they gonna like give you something or send you something? Yeah, I felt like that.
Yeah, and I was in choir in high school, and we had these things called valograms, and you could send someone a valogram, and so little groups it was a fundraiser, and so we'd go into people's classrooms and be like, "Chris, you have a valogram from blah, blah, blah," and then sing, like, 20 seconds of a song and then leave.
It's like Mean Girls. Remember how they yeah.
Literally, yes. 2, 3 for you, 5 for you, Glen Coco. Uh, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It was literally like Mean Girls.
Oh my god.
And so, in, like, not getting a valogram, or at least just getting them
That's devastating to a kid.
yeah, it was.
They should just not have those in, like, middle school or high school. Like, that is just that is a recipe for bullies to just, like, take advantage of the system. Oh, man. Speaking of bullies
Oh, yeah. Speaking of bullies, we're going on to segment 4, actually romantic, a love letter to all of our trolls. So, we talked a little bit about this, and I don't know if it was our last solo or not, but all of the trolls that we have been so blessed to have on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, which we have a Facebook because you need one to run to, like, have a Meta account. I don't know. Nobody is engaged in there except for trolls. But we wanted to take the, Actually Romantic by Taylor Swift energy and respond to trolls here and let you all know what they're up to. So, what these trolls have in common, mostly men, to no one's surprise. I'd say like 90%.
they are mostly people that probably are commenting from a basement, so they have either no profile picture or they're wearing sunglasses?
There's a lot of people I feel like there's a lot of people in trucks wearing sunglasses, primarily Oakleys, and Oakleys are a big part of it. It's very much like face coverings that ICE wears, so they don't have an identity. That's what it reminds me of. Like, it's profile picture ICE.
God, and they definitely don't listen to the pod. I mean, like, they definitely don't. They're just like and we should back up by saying, like, I think we've gotten a lot of trolls by being on YouTube, and people will just, like, watch a clip or, like, a short and comment on the short and not even, like, watch the whole because 'cause we're getting comments on shorts and not necessarily, like, the videos, like, the long form interviews, so it's like, "Come on, guys." Like, if you're gonna make a comment, at least, like, watch the content, but they don't have time for that.
It would be far more impactful if they watched the comment and made it specific to what we were doing. The fact that it's just all of these, like, sexist, homophobic, anti-women, comments that are thrown out there that I'm like, "These are a dime a dozen." It doesn't have to do with what we said. We've gotten rid of the really, really nasty ones. I was trying to find them.
Been some kind of crazy comments. Tanya, I think you're, like, more in the comments than I am, so you, like, will see these more often than me, and you'll be like, "I'm gonna erase this." I'm like, "Yeah, let's just erase it," which I know that maybe we shouldn't be admitting that on the pod, but the truth is some of them are just, like, so horrifically awful that it's like, I'm not especially, like, to our guests. If it's to me, I'm like, "Whatever, man." But, like, people that are volunteering their time to come and talk to us and talk to the Momarchy community, like, we don't pay our guests, like, they're volunteering their time to, like, come on and talk to us about interesting things, like, they don't deserve to have these comments about them, like anyway.
Yeah, I think that it's that line between, like, free speech and hate speech, right?
Yes, exactly.
Where there's some things that I don't care, like, TikToker commented, "This podcast is proven to lower testosterone levels." Like, I kept that. N no, that's harmless, but when somebody, like there have been a couple that have sounded very, like, violent, those are the things that just, like, we don't have any energy for, and no, this isn't that space. Nobody should feel aggressive and angry and unwanted when they come onto our page.
Totally. Okay, so we were gonna read some of the comments, the winners, and just, gauge our reaction. So, are we reading their names? Squared Beach 9? Squared Beach 9?
Yeah, I don't think that anybody's
It said, "At least admit you're murdering and kid and okay with it. Dishonesty accomplishes nothing except making lumps of shit like yourselves feel better."
and I am sorry about using the language that I'm about to, but it is from Squared Beach, and just so, like, the kind of person that this person is, then corrected themselves because their grammar was incorrect and said, "A kid star," before you accuse me of being a retarded Nazi. So again, language that we absolutely do not condone. Sorry, but that's the vibe.
I'm sorry, I just I'm still getting over the "except making lumps of shit like yourselves feel better."
Yep. Flicks. Burrs. This is the other thing, like, what are these what how did you come up with these names?
I thought it was supposed to be like Fixer Upper, like the show, but it's like Fixper.
Flickspur. How are you going to be moms and talk about killing your babies? Weird. I don't even think that that was on
Was it about an abortion post?
What About Abortion. I don't know. I don't think that it was. I think that I saw it and it was like, "What?"
It's so cool to have some guy in a basement comment about what I should do about my body yet again. And I am a mom of 2.
Yeah. Oh, this one was confusing mostly. I mean, if y'all can say ugly things about the president of the United States, he has the right to speak his mind too. Y'all can't be hypocrites here. Hashtag Swifty for Trump.
Swifties for Trump. It's so good. So, so unrelated. So glad you're like, with Taylor Swift. It's just what gets me is like, I feel like my time is so finite and so limited these days. Like, even on Instagram, like our Instagram, where I'm like, "Oh, I have to, like, comment on people's posts, to keep engagement up, blah, blah, blah." I don't even have time to do that, let alone comment a mean thing on someone else's page. Like, how do people have time for this?
It also goes around the how weird the fandom is around Trump. Like, when Biden was president, can you imagine just randomly using the hashtag like Swifties for Biden, like, Swifties for Obama, and Obama's awesome. I love the man. I'm a Swiftie for Obama, but I'm not gonna make a hashtag out of it and put it on a stranger's wall.
I want this is not a comment we've received through the podcast, but I will never forget when I was working on the Hillary campaign, when we were working on the Hillary campaign, I posted something on social media and someone said, "God, I hate Hillary Clinton so much. She makes me want to poke my eyeballs out with a shrimp skewer." And I just like, well, now have I say that sometimes to my husband, and I'm like, "God, that makes me wanna poke my eyeballs out with a shrimp skewer because of the Hillary Clinton troll." So, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So,
These used to really impact me, like, years ago, along with things like, when people get automated texts, most of the time that's from an actual person who has to then go through and read the replies, so when you say nasty things to them, people are reading it, and it used to just, like, devastate me, and then we had an intern a few months ago going through for one of our campaigns, and they were like, "How does Tanya, like, get through this?" And I responded to the other staffer, and I was like, "I just, like, literally don't care." That's just, like
I just don't care anymore. I know, like, it's kind of ironic because 'cause I'm like, every single person that comments and views our stuff actually just makes it's, like, increasing our engagement on these platforms. So, like, I don't want a bunch of trolls. We do have some people that say, like, really great things about our stuff too, but, like, keep it coming. Keep it coming, man. Like, better to have some comments than no comments.
that is true. On that note, if you are following us on Instagram or YouTube, maybe put some positive comments out there
Yeah.
so we can read more of those out because we really like doing that, and we get awesome messages from people and love to highlight it. Especially, there have been some, this is just like a total random tangent, but women who listen who have run for and won offices since we started this and have been with them on that journey. And it's just really exciting to see that happen and that kind of, you know, that quote unquote local power really does make a difference.
And to quote Taylor Swift, "It's actually sweet all the time that you've spent on me. It's honestly wild, all the effort you've put in." So, whether you are saying positive things or negative things, thank you. It's very romantic.
We appreciate it regardless. All right. So, as always, thank you for tuning in to another week of Momarchy, where we take the drama out of politics and we are right there with you in the chaos of motherhood.
So, if you like this episode, please leave us a rating, a positive one, please, a review on Apple Podcasts. I know we say this every show, but please, please, please take like 30 seconds to do this. It helps more people find the pod. Subscribe to our growing YouTube channel, our Substack, and follow us on Instagram at Momarchy Podcast. And as always, if you have a topic or question or an idea, email us at mommarchypodcast@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear from you. So remember, you're not alone, even when it sometimes feels like you are amidst the craziness in the news and motherhood. We hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. Maybe you're still celebrating. Maybe you have a date night planned this week. Who knows? But thanks for joining.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.